I was lucky to be alive with all the travels I did in my parents' car. I always thought I was safe when I was in my parents' family car when I grew up in France. My dad always drove carefully, no chance of having a speeding ticket or a tire squealing on a tight corner. He always chose a car with high safety features rather than his fancy accessories. As I was born in France, which might explain the accent, I have always felt safe in the family Renault or Peugeot. But then, when I heard recently that nearly 50% of women have more chance to suffer severe injuries in car crashes than men, this makes me wonder, makes me upset actually, and makes me wonder why this unfairness in a developed country, and eager to want to be part of the change. Safety features are designed for men. Do we as women even know this? Do those men who design them even know this? I'm sure those men who design those safety features love their daughters and wives or partner and want them safe, but have not even thought their needs were different from women. It's so ingrained in our DNA and mindset that we don't even think about questioning it. Even us, women or young girls. Think about the position of the head, the body weight, the height, the hips, how we as women sit in the car. Look at me. Do I look big? All those dummies used to simulate car crashes are designed for men's height of 177 meters and at weighing at least 77 kilos, with a statue that's bigger than most of the women. How can an airbag designed for men save a female driver or passenger? I thought then that I was lucky not to have been involved in a serious car crash. I would not have any chance really. As women, we are nearly 20% more chance to die in a car crash because we are forgotten in the safety equation. Example continues that we are living in a world designed for men. I'm not even talking about women's rights in less fortunate countries or pay gaps in even civilized countries. In a less dramatic aspect, our workplace is not designed for women. The average temperature of our office is 5 degrees Celsius too cold for women, which impacts on women's productivity, as we are not working in a comfortable environment. How many of us need to have jumpers or a scarf with us at work? Do you know that women are more likely to own an iPhone than men? Still, they are designed for men's hand. Women's hand size is smaller than men's, and the phone is not so comfortable for us. For example, it's harder to type with our thumb, which can't reach the whole keypad if held in one hand. Safety armor for the police or the army or astronaut suits are designed for men and not women. Moreover, girls or women are less present in children's books. Wonder why we don't exist in real life? Our world is designed by men, for men, despite the fact that 50% of the population is female. When we talk about amazing people who hold strong views about gender equality, we think about Malala, Ruth Bader Ginsburg, Michelle Obama, Melinda Gates. Would it be more meaningful and impactful if men also can stand up and be known for their fight to have women in a gender parity equation? We need to stop and think and rethink. Carry on said thinking is difficult. That's why most people judge. It's easy to judge. It's more difficult to understand. We would need compassion, courage, honesty, and emotional wisdom. Why are we taking the easiest way? Even when we say that we are very open-minded and not prejudiced, these barriers still appear. I shared one day to a business counterpart about a new concept which I believe can revolutionize the world. No, not an invention, not something which can save the world of wars or conflict, but a new way of thinking that can help at least 50% of people to embrace how they want to be. I said over lunch, FQ, not FU. I said it slowly. FQ is the new future for the new decade. We need to embrace and practice FQ. My friend almost choked of laughter while eating a Vietnamese pho soup. I think he heard something else. My perceived rudeness in using the word FQ could not come out from my mouth. FQ is the new EQ of the 2020s. It sounds provocative. It is. It is because it's a mindset shift. It stands for Feminine Quotient. If the word is roughly 50-50 men and women, we need to move forward from a male design word to a more holistic way to embrace the woman's wisdom. This has remained silent in so many ways. This way we can have more collaboration and broader views of what respect means and what intelligence means. For thousands of years, we have lived in an MQ world where the agenda has mostly been set by men. MQ, a masculine quotient, focusing on competition, overconfidence, drive, ambition, power, aggressivity, and self-promotion. Research shows there are a lot of positive leadership traits that men can learn from women, or focus on self-awareness rather than self-belief, motivation for transformation, putting others ahead of yourself, empathizing rather than commending, empowering others, stronger humility and compassion. This is FQ, the opportunity to tap into traits that women tend to excel in. Men can do this, and when they do, they provide room for women to influence the agenda more effectively than quotas and positive discrimination. Don't get me wrong, I am not going to talk about toxic masculinity. It's 2020 now, and we need to add more dimensions to the other kind of intelligence. FQ, Feminine Quotient. No, it's not something for women or for men specifically. It's not a quotient to be more female. It's not about renouncing your manhood either. It's about embracing perspective in a more holistic way and elevating the gender debate beyond quotas and positive discrimination. Moving from MQ, masculine quotient, to FQ, feminine quotient, is an opportunity for men to be more attuned to women's aspirations and struggles. It's an opportunity to learn about women's strengths and leadership traits. It's about humbly recognizing and embracing other ways of thinking. It's not a gender parity or gender bias debate. It's a subtle mindset shift to work and live more collaboratively with more respect and empathy. If we have more FQ, the gender discussion should be history. We should not even have that discussion really. We need to have more of FQ in our workplace, education institution, home, so to have access to more holistic and agile mindsets. I was motivated to work on a more complete framework which can help my 2 uni-aged daughters to move to a more equal, compassionate, and understanding work environment where they will be respected for their brains and contribution rather than for their appearances. As Jacinda Ardern, the Prime Minister of New Zealand, said, I can be compassionate and strong. This is the word I like to see our children aspiring towards. We need a shift of mindset and a rethink of our beliefs, even if we think we are already open-minded. The framework I will share with you will help us to move forward. Today's millennials and Gen Z women are the daughters or granddaughters of women who took lead roles in their workplaces. Young women and young men see women in position of power that previous generation never saw. It's less about women versus men and more about changing our mindset and perceptions. Women rate higher than their male counterparts in 17 out of 21 leadership skills, including courage, drive, and collaboration. Women have greater sense of authenticity thanks to deeper self-awareness and sense of purpose, according to research. Female leaders are doing a better job than men at being honest, ethical, developing others, and better at standing up for what they believe in and inspiring others to do the same. Obviously, those 2 North American political leaders don't represent all political leaders, a pity really. And then we have other famous people who also show FQ, from authenticity to compassion to emotional courage. And is FQ just for men? No, not at all. We also have inspiring women who are reminding us to never forget how we can contribute to a better world. It all starts with a mindset, a belief that rooted standard can be challenged and changed. It's about understanding oneself first and then others, showing compassion, standing up for what you believe is right, choosing not to remain silent and compliant, and influencing others positively. A long time ago, when I did my MBA in California, one of my male peers said that he would not marry a clever woman and it's too much trouble. That stays with me for years. This is authenticity, true, but lacking of courage, compassion, and emotional intelligence. And it can be done also through community. A Barcelona school removed 200 sexist children's books from its library. Other schools are following now. The harm to girls is obvious. They learn that they are not really meant to take up space in the world, that their voices don't matter as much. They are coached to expect little. How to practice FQ for the new decade? What is FQ? FQ is awareness of the feminine aspect of the authenticity intelligence, courage intelligence, compassion intelligence, and emotional intelligence. The common factor for demonstrating FQ through authenticity, courage, compassion, and emotional intelligence is awareness. Step 1, awareness. We need to be aware of the need to challenge our own beliefs, habits, and add value to our daughters, wives, granddaughters, partner, mothers' lives. We cannot be father, husband, grandparents, partner, manager, board member, or CEO and thinking this is good enough for them. It's about doing more, to be more, and be better for ourselves and for others. We need to be self-aware so that we can initiate change for our community. That we are part of the change. We are catalysts for change at work, at board level, home, schools. Step 2, authentic intelligence. We need to find the authentic being and adjust our expectation. We need to move away from PR image and women quota on board or company at any level. Women have a greater sense of authenticity thanks to deeper self-awareness and sense of purpose, according to a paper by Korn Ferry on women in leadership. It's about walking the talk, showing our heart to embrace diversity and inclusion. It's more than a number to suit or please a diversity requirement. It's not about numbers. It's not about seeing women as a threat, but seeing women's valuable contributions. It's about a mindset shift at home and at work. It's about being proud of understanding that we have done our best to reach out, promote respect, and embrace a new FQ mindset. Third step, courage intelligence. No one is a superhero. We all fear when we are not sure where we are presenting or debating a new idea, or when we're standing up for what we believe in. What should we be improving? What should be challenged? It's not because it is that it should be. We cannot be bulletproof, but we can draw on courage to embrace our purpose. We accept and acknowledge that we can show up and be who we want to become, and accept that fear can lead to change. As Brené Brown said, we dare to lead. It takes courage because we need to face deception, disappointment, arguments, fixed mindset. We need to show courage to show up, share our vulnerability to connect and trust at a deeper level. Fourth step is compassionate intelligence. We need to create some space inside ourselves and tune in with the outside environment. Taking action to help others to feel fulfilled. If we think that someone or if a gender is a threat, maybe we might like to work on our self-esteem as a first step. We need to show empathy, to tap into emotions that others are feeling, act with compassion and show that we care. We need to create space inwards for connection and self-connection. And when we practice gratitude, mindfulness, kindfulness, we are allowing others to be who they are. We foster a stronger sense of belonging and inclusion. The meaning or goal is to focus towards a better future for our female colleagues, managers, staff, sisters, mothers, and daughters. Last step is emotional intelligence, EQ. Emotions drive people. It's more productive to be driven by passion, dedication, purpose, then being repressed by low empowerment, unfulfilled potential, and a sense of unfairness. We need to know who we are, how our emotions affect us, and how to connect emotionally with others. When was the last time you connected deeply with someone? When was the last time you inspired your colleagues at work because you feel what they feel? A strong sense of empathy towards the female gender is an asset for board or any type of position in the workplace. We need to allow some emotional space to embrace different ways of leading. We need to want to establish deep relationship with the people we work with. We need to relate, harness the wisdom of each emotion we all feel. And when we connect with our family members or colleagues, we need to know their triggers, their drivers. Everything starts with self-awareness. We can learn a lot from female leaders, especially now through COVID-19. Leading with empathy and compassion wholeheartedly has been shown to work better than traditional male policies, where people are considered as resources to use and command. Remember how women leaders led lately through COVID? Authenticity, compassion, courage, and emotional intelligence. We need to have the courage to stop and notice how women lead and learn from them. We also need to take risk, do the right thing, even if we are afraid, or even if we have to create a new path, or ask questions. Disrupting the status quo, getting out of our comfort zones. We need to step into challenges to realize our purpose. We are writing the future of the current and next generation for our daughters, wives, friends, colleagues. FQ is measurable and trainable. There are no excuses not to move forward. As Angela Davis said once, I'm no longer accepting the things I cannot change. I'm changing the things I cannot accept. I want a word for my two daughters at work where there is FQ. More authenticity, courage, compassion, and more wisdom in using our emotions. I want them to be safe in any car. It should be designed for everyone. I invite you to join me in this quest. Thank you.